Buffalo is only 4.2%. Montreal's trio of Evans, Dano, and Suzuki are all over 55% on draws, while Buffalo doesn't even have a single regular pivot over 49%. Can Montreal exploit Buffalo's weaknesses the way Boston almost did?
If he's going to make an impact, it'll be on the emotion of the game, the stuff on the bench, being in the locker room when you're down 1-0 and you're going into the third period.
Buffalo looks untouchable as Atlantic Division favorites, but Boston's series left a blueprint. Here are 4 strategies from the blueprint Montreal can use to tame the Sabres' young core. So my first takeaway, take away the middle. The Bruins showed that Buffalo gets frustrated and turns the puck over when you clog the house and force them to the boards. Do you guys agree?
Yep.
Yes.
You guys all agree?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Number 2, Montreal's trio of Evans, Dano, and Suzuki are all over 55% on draws, while Buffalo doesn't even have a single regular pivot over 49%.
That's huge.
So they got to win that circle.
Yeah, they did well in the Tampa game, in the Tampa series. So if they can maintain winning the faceoffs, that's going to be a plus. The more you have the puck, the better chance you have of winning.
Especially at key moments.
When you win those.
Well, the Canadiens are a puck possession team, right? So if you can start off winning in the dot, then you're going to get that puck. And these are guys that can keep it, they can carry it. They're a counterattack team too, but they're not dump and chase. I mean, this is the kind of team that
They'll
benefits
do it when they need to.
when they need to, for sure. And they've learned to adapt to it, but they
break in with that speed sometimes that they don't need to dump and chase.
No, exactly. Not anymore. They used to. I mean, there were years of dump and chase. It was the most frustrating hockey.
The difference is with Buffalo, you're going to get those and try to not give them that odd man rush, right?
Right.
Montreal, just like you said, they're going to attack more, so you're going to get those odd man rushes. So Montreal has to be able to not make those mental mistakes and force those odd man rushes.
We'll probably talk about it after, but that's what happened last night was,
Yeah, that's what happened last night, but consistency and great wins, right?
Right. Anybody else?
You know, the only other thing that I'd add on the faceoffs, because I think it's an overlooked aspect of winning the game in the faceoff circle, is that especially because the offense has completely dried up 5-on-5 lately, they need to be on the power play. The team that wins the faceoff has possession, but what happens when you have possession? The other team ends up hooking and hacking and holding, and that creates opportunities to get on the man advantage. So having the puck off the faceoff is going to create opportunities to draw penalties. And nobody wants to do that against the Canadiens because they're they should be so lethal on the power play. So if they're going to make make a run in these playoffs, it starts in the face-off circle. You tend to think of it later, but I find that that's where it starts, and we forget that because they need to be on the power play, especially if 5-on-5 is what it's been so far.
Yeah, don't forget, Montreal was one of the top scoring teams in the season. And they played round one, a team that was even higher in scoring. So
But the people who did that scoring are virtually invisible so far.
That's part of the problem. Yeah.
So was Tampa. But I'm saying, if you compare Tampa to Buffalo, Tampa Bay was more of an elite scoring team this year than Buffalo. Buffalo was below Montreal and Tampa Bay in regards to scoring.
I'm sure they were. They were.
Montreal was the second.
Sorry, I just wanted to quickly check. Well,
they were up there at the end because since December they were the best team in the league since December. But
it's crazy.
But Tampa was up there with Colorado and I think Minnesota.
Yeah, they're up. They scored.
I mean, they had more goals this season than the Canadiens did at 288 to 283. I think it is. So yeah.
Like Tampa was 3 point something a goal per game, which is
all this Buffalo kind of came at the end, right? Kind of
not really. The second half of the season.
Good pickups and
And going back, Sean, you're saying about the power play. I didn't know this, but Buffalo is only 4.2%.
Yeah, they don't know.
That's terrible.
The difference with Buffalo is they're more mobile, especially on defense. So it's harder to contain them, and they got big guys, but their power play, very big guys. So, but their power play is abysmal.
Isn't it like 6'1", the smallest guy?
6'2".
Wow.
I think 6'2" is the shortest.
Besides that, after
I think 6'2".
Yeah, they're huge. That's the difference.
They're huge and they're heavy too. They're one of the heavier teams in the NHL
for their size.
Yeah.
Well, the whole team's quick, and they use the space on the ice. And if anything's going to advantage the Canadiens, is the fact that they can use the fact that the Buffalo Sabres play a similar style. They use a lot of the ice. They play a lot of east-west. They can also play pretty hard north-south. But the Canadiens can find spaces against Buffalo that they probably were not going to find and did not find against Tampa. It's going to be a very different series. No, it really
I
is.
find Tampa played more of an east-west and tried to control the game. Buffalo is more of a north-south. They want to rush
But
right
they'll
away.
give you space, though. That's the
exactly.
thing.
Yeah.
But playing that north-south will create more space because you're not going wide, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I agree. You're gonna get a lot more space with them. So they gotta make sure they what's the word I'm looking for?
Take advantage.
Take advantage.
They got to capitalize.
Capitalize. That's the word I was looking
Yeah.
for. Capitalize.
So you're saying, Brian, that their power play is at what is it exactly?
4.2%.
Yeah.
Is that for the postseason or for the regular season?
I think that's a good question. This could be regular season.
Yeah, I think it's regular season. They weren't good on the power play.
Even the
all year.
Avalanche aren't very good on the power play too.
Yeah, with the Avalanche scoring 9 goals in the playoffs, I think they'll be okay.
It's crazy. They'll be all right.
They're a different machine. They're
They're going to be fine. They're going to be fine.
They're different machines.
We have 9 shots. They have 9 goals. It's pretty good. Good job, guys.
Not quite the same. All right. Okay, my third point. Anybody? Could I move on? Anybody else? All right.
Good.
Number 3. Make Alex Lyon work. Lyon was great against Boston, but he hasn't faced the ugly net front pressure that Brendan Gallagher and Josh Anderson provide. I did not watch any of the Boston series. Is that true? Did Boston not really attack the front? That's what I'm...
Boston, what I noticed, and I was going to bring it up earlier, strong on the forecheck. They put a lot of bodies on their defensemen, which was interesting because their game that they won 6-1 or 6-0, it was, and they talked about it, I was like, man, and I'm hoping they do it every day, is that they have to lay the body on their defensemen. If you can do that, their defensemen can't break out quick because they have that speed. They're big on size, but if you can hit them hard, they're just going to give up the puck and try to bring the puck up, but they're not going to skate with it. And that's what happened in that Boston game, but then Boston became
But
Boston.
were they hitting the slot hard? Was their bodies in front of the net?
Oh, yeah. They were,
Boston's a heavier team than Montreal.
But
Right?
that's it. Yeah, Boston is a heavier team. They're going to need that Gallagher. They need Josh Anderson laying the hits. They need
Grittiness.
Gallagher in the front of the net.
Slav.
Just
Slav.
Slav, I'm saying, yeah.
Slav
You
needs to be
need that.
involved.
Absolutely. You do need that.
And Gallagher. But Gallagher's going to play in the series?
I think so.
I think you need him.
I'm surprised he put in Villano. I was happy he put in Villano, but
What a great game.
Yeah, he had a great game.
5 hits, he was good. He was throwing it around. He looked good.
Bolduc played well, but I don't know if Gallagher is going to see a game this season.
I mean, at the end of the day, though, the ice time even there to make an impact. If he's going to make an impact, it'll be on the emotion of the game, the stuff on the bench, being in the locker room. When you're down 1-0 and you're going into the third period, you look at Gallagher, you know that he's playing. You can't not play. Like, you're going to play up to, but he's not out there for 18, 19 minutes, right? So,
Yeah.
get in front of the net, but that's not probably going to be the difference maker is Brendan Gallagher.
Yeah, if you're going to play him 4 or 5 minutes.
No, and the thing with Alex Lyon, too, is they didn't even start the season with good. They have a great tendency of knowing when to move out of the way to let Lyon, who's a smaller goalkeeper, see the shot.
Yeah.
So if they're going to get out of the way and let him see the lanes, well, the Canadiens got to get in front of him. And if they're not doing that, then, I mean, it's just going to be open highway and Lyon's going to stop him every day.
He's gonna stop.
But they got to get up high on him. That's where he's been beaten so far in the postseason. They got to get up high. Yeah.
Well said, Sean.
And the advantage Montreal has is that they're not facing a Vasilevskiy this round.
There, if you look at where the differences are going to be, where they match up, Buffalo's got great defense. Canadians should technically have the offense to match up with Buffalo. Where's the difference? It's going to be in net. And if Tampa, they should have the advantage.
Yep.
They should.
Yeah, immediately when I saw this series coming, I'm like, we're not facing Vasilevskiy anymore. I'm like, okay, we have some opportunity
thank
here.
God.
Thank God.
Yeah, but let's just.
It's a different game now.
Yeah.
Buffalo's a totally different
As I said it
strategy.
before the playoffs started, I would have preferred to play Buffalo than Tampa.
You're still crazy.
Yes. You're always saying it.
You're still crazy, Tony.
You want to say it again?
Say it.
One more time.
I'm not worried at all.
Okay.
All right. Before I say the fourth and final strategy, I just want to hit the chat. And Furio, welcome back. This guy's our number 2. You got Simo, you're number 1. This guy's our number 2. He says, it's best to be good and lucky. Yeah, that's probably from before. And then Cole Caulfield stopped scoring. Well, Cole stopped scoring, yes.
Start scoring.
Montreal will win in 6. Oh, he's a believer. And goaltending wins playoffs, 100%.
Amen to that.
Thanks for the comments. My last strategy they should implement is pressure the first pass. Buffalo's offense starts with Dalin and Power, so the Habs must disrupt their breakout to keep their forwards from skating downhill.
Log the neutral zone, then you'll get that done.
Because I think 2 of their goals were like 2-on-1s. Well, one was
Their first 2 goals were
Hudson fell.
Yeah.
Hudson fell, so that was a mistake. But then there was another goal that they were on 2-on-1.
Was it a 2-on-1? It was a cross ice and
Yeah. Anything to say about that? I think we pretty much covered that part.
They can't let the big bodies get going, right? Guys like Tage Thompson, you don't want to let them get momentum coming through the neutral zone and skating down, bearing down on guys like Hudson. And I'm not that I'm worried about a guy like Hudson. He's a smaller guy, but he's extremely tough. But I mean,
he's a big guy with a lot of skill.
It's like Anderson with 40% more talent, right? So he's and no offense, I mean, Josh, if you're watching, I'm sorry, but I love Josh.
Just 40%. If you said 45, maybe would.
I was rounding down, but you can't let those guys get speed. So if they can clog up the neutral zone and but also put some pressure. I mean, the Canadiens are good on the forecheck with guys like Bolduc when they're going, and Veleno, and these guys create and they stay in the zone. And Dano, ever since he came in, I think Dano's really helped their cycle game. Which the Canadiens are pretty good at with their top guys, but Dano's really helped. And when they can keep them down low, then that means you don't, if you're in their zone, they're not in yours, right? Exactly. So I think it's a really important strategy
Dano's
for
a good
him too.
key. He also relieved a lot of pressure off Evans and Suzuki in certain key faceoffs, right?
But you can